Welcome to Public Health Matters, where we talk about matters of public health. I'm Bobby Bagley, Chief Public Health Official and Director for the Division of Public Health and Community Services. And I'm joined today by Doris Brown Young, who is my guest, who is going to talk about the importance of volunteerism. Doris is a longtime resident of NASHUA and has been volunteering for over 5 years in the city and has been doing fantastic work. So I'm going to have Doris talk a little bit about herself and share about the importance of volunteerism and how that actually fits in with public health.
Well, thank you, Bobby, for having me on. First of all, I do appreciate the opportunity to discuss volunteering in the community, because I think a lot of people are really not aware of the various opportunities that are out there. But before I go into that, as you mentioned, I've been a longtime resident of NASHUA, over 35 years actually.
Mm-hmm.
So
Where do you hail from, Doris? So before you came to New England.
Before New England, I was in the deep South, New Orleans, Louisiana, and yes, I still have some of that accent with me. You know, I've been removed from it, but it hasn't been removed from me, so I'm very proud of it also.
Yeah.
But anyway, I started volunteering over 5 years ago once I retired from my job. And basically, it was not just something to do to get out the house, but to fulfill a need, a calling that I felt that was more. And it goes back to when I was working for the corporate world. We would have these days of giving back and going into the community, being at the different schools. We did a transit house in Manchester. This was years back. We would go in and refurbish and do things like that. And I really enjoyed it. It helped get in the way from the desk, monotony.
Yeah.
But it also was so fulfilling to be able to have a hand in giving back to others and meeting the need where we could. And I feel as though now, feel like I'm doing full-time work, but it's more pleasurable because I can see the fruits immediately, the gratitude, not just with the recipients, but also with me. It fulfills, knowing that I've had a hand to help someone in need.
Yeah, and I will say, Doris, that we do a lot of education and awareness around mental health and the importance of protecting and promoting mental health well-being. And volunteering is one of those things that's listed as helping to improve one's mental health. It's the opportunity, as you said, to be gracious, to give back. But there's this mutual exchange. You're giving up of your time, but you're also getting something back, right? A feeling of fulfillment, a feeling of value, because you're supporting something, whichever entity you're volunteering for, whatever the project may be. You have the opportunity of doing something that makes your heart, your spirit feel good as you're giving to someone else.
Exactly.
So you volunteer with United Way.
Yes, I do.
And the United Way is one of our public health partners. They've been a public health champion for years, and I was very happy to let Mike Affelberg, who is the executive director there, know that he is a public health partner as well, because of some of the work and the values that United Way has of wanting to, we're better together, and when we do things in a united way, it allows for us to be able to expand our reach into the community and be very, very resourceful. The United Way played a huge role with volunteers during COVID, and you were probably volunteering at that time as well. So, Doris, share with us some of the projects that you're actually involved with in some of your volunteer time, and you're giving back to the community. What are some of those projects?
Some of the projects, I just wrapped up it was the tax assistance, and that is where, first of all, we have to be IRS certified. It's not that we just, have people come in and do taxes. We have to know what we're doing. But this is geared towards the low-income elderly folks, rather than having them go out and pay how much money they have to pay to get their taxes prepared. We do that free of charge. We do not give advice, but we do do the preparation and do the e-filing for them. So
Nice.
that is very helpful
That
to
is.
folks. And the other projects that I work on and have worked on are upcoming projects, but I do food drives, and you've had the honor to
You invited me.
yes,
Yeah,
yes,
yeah,
invited you to join. And it
Yes.
is truly, as we just talked about, giving, but we also receive when we have been able to help someone. And it's not saying I'm doing it for rah, 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 but
Right,
knowing
right.
that I have did a good deed to help someone in a time of need. So we have a food drive every weekend at the various stores in the local area. And the food that we collect, we usually divvy it up between the different pantries. One week may be this pantry in Nashua. Another week it may be one in Milford or Hudson. It's the greater Nashua area that we do. And speaking of pantries, we do a Monday through Friday pop-up pantry
Oh, nice.
in the low-income communities, and that allows folks that cannot make it to the pantries themselves. We bring it to them, in other words.
Nice. So
So,
there's a volunteer that picks up the food
yep.
from a pantry and then takes it to someone's home?
Yes, well, that's another section of the volunteering. But the pantry is we provide the food, and the participants come and pick out,
Okay.
what they want. What you're alluding to, we do have volunteers that bring the food to the residents that cannot get out to the pantries, being if they're homebound or for whatever reason. We
Right,
do not
right.
question, if they cannot, if they call us and say, can you deliver? And we go to the pantry, being it Toll Street Mission. Those are that's a partner, as well as the Salvation Army, and there's other pantries around, but those are the two main ones that we interact with. Pick up the food, they box it, and the driver drops it off to the participants' door. And we are really growing in that area. Also, the need, word is getting out, which is great.
Right,
That's what
right,
we
yeah,
want,
yeah.
because we want to help folks. And food insecurity is a
It's a
major
public
issue.
health issue. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. And one of the things that I wanted to make the connection with as far as volunteering being a big part of if you want to call it, I want to say as a complement to the public health workforce. So there are those who are working in the field of public health to address the needs of individuals in our communities, to help promote, protect, and preserve the health. And then we had an addition of a workforce through our community health workers. And I see volunteers as another complement, to this workforce, because it allows for us to expand our reach into the community. And one of the things that I have learned is that New Hampshire is really big on volunteerism. And so nationally, we're known, as having a high number of volunteer participation in our state, which is amazing and which is awesome. There is a national celebration of volunteers.
Yes.
And so that is going to be coming up. And so I'm glad to have you here to talk about the importance of volunteering so that our viewers in our community will understand the importance of the role that they could play. If you want to give back in a way, you can do this through some volunteering. And there's so many different places to volunteer.
Yes.
You've got the Boys and Girls Club. You've got you've got PAL. You've got the schools.
Yes.
You've got the Meals on Wheels. You mentioned Salvation Army. We've got so many different places that you can, lend some of your time and your hours to. And, you're representing the United Way. And so that's another opportunity because there's so many things that the United Way does. So, Doris, you're actually wearing a shirt today. And it says 2026 Days of Carry. And on your shirt, it looks like there are a number of, again, events that volunteers can participate in. So do you want to talk about some of those events? I see a baby bottle on there.
Yes, we have an upcoming community baby shower, and that is where for low income or basically parents to be that may have a need, car seats or bedding, clothing, diapers, whatever the need may be. they can come and, they sign up for it,
Right, right,
contact United Way, and they are free of charge to
right.
come and access what they need.
Nice. And then I see that you have pencils on there as well.
Yes, we do. Every year we do a school drive, usually the beginning of August, and that is to help schools as well as NASHUA. And I think most communities have this, the back to school give back, and where parents can bring their children out and get different school supplies. And then in addition to that, we also have supplies for teachers, because a lot of times teachers are going in their pocket to pay,
Right, yeah.
and they can come in and pretty much shop for, if there's if we have what they need there, it's free for the taking,
Good, good.
basically,
Yeah, that's
to
awesome.
assist.
And the back to school event is huge, and so
Yeah.
the more people that are involved with that, again with volunteers, donating time, or even if you are there to help pack up the bags, because I know that's a big thing too, packing up
Yeah.
those backpacks, or making a donation towards those backpacks is usually pretty good. And there's a number of organizations that do that, and we're never short of supplies that are needed, for kids, because that's year round they're going to need things, right? And so
Exactly.
I'm glad that you mentioned that the United Way has volunteers that actually make if you want to call it like a walk-in storefront for the teachers to be able to pick up supplies. I also see a horse on the shirt. Now, is that for the horsing around at Touchtone Farm?
Yes, we have volunteers that do go out volunteering, doing a couple of things. They do help clean up barns and whatever that particular owner may need to assist with. A big piece of what we do, volunteers go out and clean fruits and vegetables, and we bring it back to the office, as you alluded to earlier. It's almost like an assembly line. Some go out to glean, some bring it in, deliver to different pantries, as well as bringing it into the office and separating it and giving it out also to the community.
Yeah, so I actually have seen it. I've seen baskets of corn that individuals, have had and I didn't realize that it was the volunteers that would
Yes.
actually go out and pick the corn and or the tomatoes or some of the other vegetables, that are distributed as well. And then those are also taken to the pantries.
That is correct.
So Toll Street will receive those as well.
Toll Street, Salvation Army, I think it's Corpus Christi. It's quite a few
Right, right.
places. We give to Powell, Nashua Children's.
Wow.
It's a community
Right,
thing
yeah,
that
yeah.
we spread out.
I mean, and I'm just amazed that there's so many opportunities for volunteers to get involved.
Yes.
And so tell me a little bit, Doris, about, you talked about the food drives and going to the supermarkets. How much time would a person have to commit to?
There is no set time for commitment. If you can only do it an hour a week or whatever time you want to volunteer
Yeah.
for, is no like, okay, no, you have to volunteer for this amount of time.
Right, right.
There's many projects. One of the projects was the shoebox that we did for the elderly, the homebound, and I want to say this was around Heart Month, February, where we had different toiletries and different things that elderly, crossword puzzles, whatever, to help.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so you put them together, so the shoebox actually contains all of these different activities for keeping the mind active.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And the whole body.
The whole
As
body.
you said,
Yeah,
the
I
overall
told you.
health of
Yeah.
a person.
Volunteering fits it right in there with public health,
Yes,
right? And
yes.
so again, we're meeting people where they are.
Yes.
Volunteers have the opportunity to participate in some of these events. We had quite a few of the volunteers from United Way participate with us at the warming station. So during the
Yes.
time that was open, volunteers were there to help serve coffee and snacks, and if they saw that if we ran out of sugar, they would bring sugar.
Yes, yes.
Right? And so, I mean, it does give you the opportunity to really think about how you can support other community members that may be less fortunate, other community members that may be isolated.
Yes.
You mentioned, Doris, the transporting or taking food to individuals that may be homebound. And so, can you imagine the just the impact? I don't think folks realize the impact of social connectedness, and even the volunteers may not really feel like, oh, I'm just dropping off food, but that might be the one personal contact that someone
Yes.
that was homebound or an older adult had all week long, and here comes this wonderful volunteer that just wants to do something,
Yes.
but has taken somebody's day to a whole nother level.
And I'm glad you mentioned that because we've had feedback. I also coordinate the deliveries and all for the drivers, and it's always gratefulness. There's some would call back, "Thank you so much. The gentleman was so kind."
Right.
And there have been times where some of the volunteers have even prayed with in need,
Yeah,
when
yeah.
the recipients are in need of
Right,
different
right.
things, because we look at it, they're homebound, they're more than likely dealing with some unfortunate situations and all. And no, we're not a one-all fix-all, but we're that person there at the time.
Right,
And
right.
we also, especially our delivery drivers, kind of like connect the dots where folks may not have or may be in need of additional services. We have that partnership,
Right.
be it with you guys or whatever organization. We make that call, and being a case manager or whomever would follow up with that person
That is good.
to make sure they do have the services that they need in
Yeah,
place.
yeah. So the volunteers get an eyes on, into a person's situation just for that moment, that
Yes.
moment in time, and can actually help connect them to additional services as needed.
Exactly, as
Yeah.
well as giving out, we have pamphlets if they need additional service for those that can make the calls themselves and whatnot. We would give them that information
Yeah.
to
So
help.
Doris, I also learned that you play a pivotal role with the laptop program that United Way has.
Yes, we do. Yes, every week by appointment, we do give out free laptops.
And what's your role as a
My
volunteer with
role,
that?
I set up the laptop for the recipient, where it's basically the information to set up for their usage. And the majority of the usage are the folks that come in, I would say, recovery, getting back on their feet, or folks going back to school. And as we know, it's a digital age now.
Right. Yeah.
And you used to be able to walk in and apply with a handwritten application, but oftentimes now, everything is online.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that has been a tremendous help for many people.
Right. And so with the laptop program, because that does help decrease the divide that some folks will have, and gives greater access, so that people have equitable opportunities to apply for jobs, actually get other things done, like filling out their application for SSI, for their health benefits as well. And so that is really important. And then in your role in that setting, do you sit down with the person? Do you sort of like help navigate them using the computers as
Yes,
well,
yes,
the
we do show
laptops?
them, being at the basic, but we do have an additional program, which is called a Digital Navigator,
Okay.
where they would do a little bit more intense training. So for us, setting up, downloading apps, different things that they may have need of, setting up an email account, being able to reach out to family members.
Yeah.
We have an example of one person, he received a laptop and he's been able to communicate more with his family as well as communicating with his attorney.
Yeah, yeah,
So,
yeah.
yeah,
So that's
it's,
good. So a number of different programs,
yes,
lots of opportunities for volunteering.
yes.
And for some of the other, so what's the process? How do you become a volunteer?
To contact United Way, we're located at 20 Broad Street in Nashua. And it is for the greater Nashua area, so it's not just Nashua that we serve. We serve Hudson, Merrimack, Amherst, Milford, Wilton. It's a all-encompassing area that we serve.
Yeah, and so folks can go straight, and when they get there, is there a person that coordinates the volunteers that they'll meet with?
Yes.
Do they have to set up an appointment and come back, or can they take care of that right then and there when they show up?
Well, they would speak with the coordinator, the director of volunteer, and
And that's Sarah Caesar, correct?
yes, that is Sarah Caesar.
Worked with Sarah to
and
help get the volunteers for the warming station.
Yeah, and that is a lot of different things. Some folks may want to say just do deliveries. Some may want to. We've had new people come in from time to time to do taxes. Get that type of training.
Yeah.
To run the pantries.
Right.
Volunteer at the warming station. So there's many, many great opportunities for folks to do. We have folks that has happened when we do receive food from the major grocery stores. They come in and they sort and put things away. So yeah, there's a lot of things. We also do reading in the elementary schools.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
so how was that set up?
That is set up through volunteering, also in partnership with the schools.
Nice.
Also, tutoring. There's a wealth of opportunities that is available. We partner with Rosie's Place, Girls Inc.
Okay, tell us a little bit more about Rosie's Place.
So for us, I don't want to call it a shelter, but it's a primarily for females. And our piece in there, we provide the feminine products for them because it is still an issue in this day and time. Young ladies, access, and we have students not attending school because they don't have the necessities.
Yeah. And you know what, and that has come up as well as a public health issue with regards to, like you said, getting access to products that are they're essential, right?
Yes.
It's not a luxury.
Yes.
That's an essential product that folks need to have. And you are correct, Doris, that there were increased absences noted if individuals didn't have those products. They wouldn't go to school.
Yes.
And so by having Rosie's Closet, that kind of addresses that issue. Now, is it on site at a particular school, or is Rosie's Closet at the United Way where people can make donations?
Well, it's offsite, Rosie's, and it's their entity. It's separate from United Way, but we support it in providing
collectors in
supplies.
need.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And then the volunteers again help receive and pack those things up to be distributed.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And also in that, what we have started doing this year, well, actually since last year, bringing supplies to the pop-up pantries.
Nice.
Toiletries and different things, because we are seeing a larger unhoused population.
And then making sure that they have access to some of those, again, essential things that are needed.
Exactly.
To help a person feel whole.
Exactly.
Right. Hygiene products for oral hygiene, face cloths, soap, and all those things are really necessary to help a person feel whole. So there's quite a bit of things that individuals, if they choose to, can join a volunteer pool, no matter where it might be, and participate in helping others and even maintaining or sustaining our own mental health by participating in some of these great activities.
Exactly.
Yes. So Doris, we got to go back a little bit because you started in your introduction and you told us that you're from Louisiana. Now in Louisiana, they have the cuisine that is just unbelievable. And so what are you able to contribute to the palate of tasters here? What would you like to share with our viewers in this next 2 minutes of some of the cuisine or some of the lovely Louisiana food? And what would you like to volunteer to produce a plate for me?
Well, not today.
But tell us a little bit about
we were, I think most people have heard of New Orleans, and one of the main attraction, I would say, is the food.
Yes.
Be it the jambalayas, the gumbos, the etouffees,
Etouffee, yeah.
the pralines,
Yes,
the
yeah.
list goes on, So, yes, we're definitely known for our food, the beignets.
Oh, the beignets, yes.
Yes.
When I traveled to Louisiana, I did have to have beignets, and we did have to buy
Yeah.
the beignet mix so that
Yes.
we could try. Of course, they don't come out the same way when you bring them home, unless you know how to make them the same way. You probably do. You probably do.
Well, I try not to let all my secrets out.
It's been such a pleasure having you, and I'm really glad to promote volunteerism and to bring awareness to the importance of volunteering in our community because of the opportunity for the give back. It does meet a public health need by supporting and continuing to build a resiliency in our community, and volunteers play a really great role in that. So thank you for being a public health partner. Thank you to the United Way and to all of the volunteers that are in all of the different organizations as you celebrate National Volunteer Day this month. It is during the month of April. And so we just want to give that shout out to everyone. And thank you so much, Doris, for being here.
Well, thank you for having me. And if anyone is interested in volunteering, United Way is a great opportunity to volunteer. And we're located at 20 Broad Street in Nashua, or you can give them a call, 603 882 4011, and we'll be more than glad to have you come on board to help us out.
Thank you. I'm Bobby Bagley. I'm reminding you to have a great day today and a better day tomorrow. And I'll see you the next time on Public Health Matters.